Hi everybody, I am in the studio again. I am working on some smaller pieces. These are 16 by 20. They are going to be framed in black frames. These are much thinner canvases than the large ones that I work on. I'm finishing up on some of these larger pieces. This one has finally gotten to where I'm happy with it. I don't know that I ever finish it, but I'm happy with it. It's looking good. I'm going to go back in and touch up the black paint again, and that'll be done. These three are done. Um, and I think that that's going to be pretty much the series, although I do have one more piece that I'm going to be doing in that series. I have a sketch for it. This is how usually all of these pieces start out, some kind of sketch. I started coloring this one in, but I don't know that I'll use those colors. And this will be transposed onto a larger canvas, which I'm setting up. I'll do that probably in a later video. But I needed a little diversion from some of these bigger pieces. So I'm working on these small pieces. How I do these pieces is I lay out the background colors. This was this deep purple and silver. And I use different tools and techniques to give the texture to these, unlike these other pieces, which are really just flat planes of color. These have much more texture to them. So I build up the texture in different ways. I use different tools and different techniques. Right now I'm going to use this stencil, and I'm going to use a acrylic pen to fill in the space of the stencil. Now this gives me the silver. This is a silver. These are metallic pencils. They come in all different shades. And that I filled in with a silver. I don't know that I'm happy with that. I might go over it. But that's one of the techniques that I use on these pieces. Another technique is I'll take a shape like this and I'll place it down and I'll outline it, which I've done on this one. There's a square in here that I will work up a little bit more. It's kind of hidden there. But these pieces develop over time, and there's layers and layers and layers to them. And sometimes I'm happy with what's going on, and sometimes I need to add some more in a particular area. But those are how those develop over a period of time. So these are three that I've been working on. This one's the most developed at this point. I don't know where else I'll go with that one. I need some more. So that's what I've been working on today. And I am going to lay down the foundation for this next piece that I've been thinking about. And basically all I do is freehand the piece onto the canvas, and that's when I start from there. I kind of try to lay out the areas kind of eyeball pretty much everything. And I start from the sides to see where I need to go from there. Then I go in and I take in the longest shapes first, the longest lines, the longest spaces. The lines become really important to me, particularly later on in the development of the piece. Sometimes the lines change, but that I'm not happy with something. The basic shape. Happy with some of these lines. That's basically how I start out. And those things will change over a period of time as I develop the piece. And these are this series that I've been doing. They're just strictly flat planes of color and shapes. Very little texture on the surface of the painting. But then I go back and forth between that texture and those shapes. What's going on in my head now, where I'm going to next, is probably I'm going to be working on the shaped pieces that I work on, the three-dimensional pieces. I use a foundation of plywood. I cut the plywood into a shape that predetermined, and then I cover the plywood in foam and canvas, and then I paint pieces and combining smaller pieces on top of larger pieces. Right now, I'm thinking about incorporating metal, sheets of metal, cutting sheets of metal, and somehow attaching them to these shapes. So these are the things that develop over time. The three-dimensional pieces have been something that I've worked on pretty much from the beginning of my career. The pieces, some of the pieces that I have hanging in my house are 35 years old that were three-dimensional pieces. They were the beginning, and they've developed over the years. Some of them are quite large. The piece back here, this is a three-dimensional piece. I think pretty much everybody's seen this. This was a piece that I did for the Bedford, Virginia first gay pride weekend, first pride event in Bedford, Virginia. This is three-dimensional. It is the plywood covered with foam, covered with canvas. There are two pieces of plywood, three pieces of plywood actually. The pink triangle is a separate piece. And then they're all drilled together and screwed together. And it's very textural. I take nail heads and I put them around the shapes. And so that's an example of what I'll be doing, but I'm going to be doing something, adding something to it. I'm going to be adding metal pieces to it. And these will be smaller pieces, not as large as that. They're almost what's going on in my head. They're almost alien-like, space-like, something that you would see in a 1950s alien movie, a spaceship of some kind. So we'll see where that develops. Anyway, that's where I am at now. I just did a reel for Facebook. Um, I have been posting these on my YouTube channel, the longer videos, and I've been taking clips and putting them on Facebook. And people are asking me, why does it stop at a certain point? And I try to explain to them that the full reel is on YouTube. So if you're looking for the full reels, here they are. They're on YouTube. If you see something on Facebook, I'm over here on YouTube. So thanks a lot. I hope you guys are having a great day. It's beautiful down here in Virginia, a little cooler, but still beautiful. And so yeah, thanks for stopping by. Yeah.